Hello, hello, hello. Okay, first looks like I'm like stuck in this. Anyway, welcome to Worthy Wednesday. You guys, I don't know why I get nervous right before it's time for me to start Worthy Wednesday. I feel like I've been doing it long enough that I should not be nervous. But anytime I've had something to do in my life, especially when it relates to talking, I literally have to go to the restroom right before I'm supposed to be on stage or in the at the pulpit, wherever. And it's so ironic to me that happens to me and I can't figure it out. I'm like, oh Lord, help me. But you know how like old people say it keeps you humble or whatever. But I don't necessarily know if that keeps me humble. It just really annoys me at the time because I'm like, great, you've had like 30 minutes to do all this stuff before it's time. Because usually by like 5 till I, got the phone set up, got the light on and do all these things and then I'm ready to go. Okay, but no, always 5:58. I'm like, oh no. And I have to run to the restroom. It's ridiculous. But anyway, welcome to Worthy Wednesday. Y'all, let me put this pen down before I hit myself with it. I am happy to see you. First of all, it is a beautiful day here in Vancouver. It's supposed to be 79 degrees, which excites me to no end. Y'all know I'm excited. And I know it's hot in Arizona. Please don't rub it in. It's fine. I get it. But I am happy to see the sunshine every single day. And I want to give a challenge, two things, two small announcements, and then we'll get right to it. So today is May the 12th of 2021. It is the 19th Wednesday of the year, okay, first of all, y'all know there are 52 weeks in the year. Okay, so we're like a fourth of the way there, which seems really crazy. I don't even know how that we're already on the 19th Wednesday of 2021. Today is the 132nd day of the year. Can y'all believe that? Like a third of the year has already gone by, and there are only 233 days left in 2021. What in the whole wide world? So many people back in Arizona, they're posting about their sons and daughters getting ready for graduation, which I think is amazing. And also, it's crazy that a year ago today we had part of the ceremony for Giannis High School. That's when COVID, they didn't know what was happening with that. But our school district, shout out to Catalina Foothills High School, shout out to Catalina Foothills District for making sure that the seniors had a graduation as much as possible, that they could walk across the stage, earn their diploma. And it was 1 year ago today that we were actually doing that. And that memory came up today on my Facebook. And y'all, I can't even believe that it was a year ago they were practicing and getting everything ready for the graduation. And just 8 short days later on the 20th, Gianna graduated from high school. And today, my daughter is already finished with her freshman year in college. She's officially a sophomore. What the heck? Y'all, can I tell you right now, Sister Krista, your baby's about to hit that area. Okay, just hold your breath. I mean, you already had Tyler graduate, but listen, hold your breath right now. Time goes by so much faster, it seems, when your children are no longer children. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm really excited about that. All right, so day 132, 233 days in the year remaining. Now, I wanted to do something that was also a little bit challenging. So the second thing is, did you know that in one day, there is 1,440 minutes? In one day, that's 1,440 minutes. Now, first of all, I thought there'd be way more minutes than that. But I'm like, it's only 60 seconds is a minute. You know what I'm saying? So then there's 24 hours in a day, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, wait, that doesn't make sense. Wait, y'all, I might have to go back and there's 24 hours in a day. 60 minutes in an hour. Oh, that might be right. I don't know. I Googled it. Anyway, I digress. So it made me think about what are we doing with our time? And how are we spending our minutes throughout the day? And I know a lot of our time is focused on working, but worthy women, we've got to remember how important it is to monitor how and where we give our time to. It is so important to prioritize things. And I'm not talking just about work, because I really think that the pandemic has shifted a lot of priorities for people. And honestly, I'm thankful for that, because there were probably a great number of people that were disconnected in their own homes because of the work schedule, the kids' schedule, just your regular life schedule. But being forced together was probably a little bit difficult at first. Let's just tell the truth. But then it became a place where you're like, man, I really like these people. I want to hang out with them more. And I think this particular time has caused people to pay attention to time and recognize how fast time really goes when you're not present with those that you love, and you're not doing something that you love. Hence the reason why I've always said I wanted to retire when I was 20. Well, I was still going to college at 20, so y'all, obviously I didn't retire. But now it's why I say it every day, like, I want to retire right now. Like, I literally want to retire because I want to enjoy the rest of my 60, 70 years on the planet and live them. Anyway, that's another topic for another day. But 1,440 minutes in a day. What are y'all doing with that? I mean, I feel like it's a good challenge to take inventory of your time. Like, what are you doing with your time during the day? What? Are you scrolling, Instagramming, Facebooking, TikToking, Twittering? What are you really doing with your time during the day? Things that I think about often. All right, so 2021 is the year of me. And last week we talked about breathe, which I really believe that was probably just for me, y'all. Because there are things that happen in your life and you really forget to take time to breathe and make a conscious decision about what you need to do and what you should be doing. But this week I wanted to shift back to us because I believe that breathe obviously is not just for you, but it's for everyone that you know and everything that you happen to be involved in. And breathing requires that you refocus, and it requires that you pay attention. So I wanted to talk about just that. I wanted to talk about refocus me. Now, worthy women, I am the queen of multitasking, and I don't say that to brag. I say that because I am the queen of doing too many things and devoting my energy and attention to too many things, hoping to accomplish several things and then make those people and those circumstances and that situation pleased that I was involved with that particular thing. Now, what I have learned as I'm getting older is that multitasking is not okay. Listen, sometimes you might need to do one or two things simultaneously, but constantly juggling your life, your finances, your faith, your relationship, your kids, your animals, your career, constantly juggling multiple things at multiple times is not effective. Number one, you're going to be tired. Number one. Number two, you're not going to be able to devote your full attention to anything. And I think we live in a society where we are perceived to believe that the more things you can do at one time, the more effective you are. Okay. Now, for all of us who are mothers in the group, we all know that that is a lie. Okay. Because either the bread is going to burn, the grilled cheese is going to burn, the clothes are going to sour because we forgot they were in the washing machine, somebody's homework is going to get juice spilled on it because it was at the table and they should have been at the desk. You're going to forget to put gas in the car. You're going to jump up to take the kids in the morning. You're going to be on E. Now, I'm just telling you things I've really lived through, okay? Things that I've actually experienced where I'm like, why did I think I was capable of doing more than one thing at one time? Because it's obvious that I cannot. Now, one thing that I have really taught Gianna is to focus. Like, give your attention to the thing that deserves your attention. Make something a priority. If that's eating well, if that's practicing, if that's sleeping, if that's reading the book, make one thing your priority and do that well. Now, I think what's interesting when I was thinking about how to refocus myself, because this is really about me and I'm just talking to y'all about it. When I thought about what it means to refocus, well, the prefix RE means again, okay? Again. And I think what happens when I attempt to multitask, I end up doing that task again and again. Not because I didn't know how to do it. It's because I didn't do it well. And I am a person that if something is not done to excellence, I just ask people, why did you even try to do it? Like, do you even think this is appropriate? Obviously, that's an area I probably still need prayer in, but my expectation of excellence, even at a restaurant, is pretty off the charts. Like, I think I've gotten better. I don't know yet. I mean, I feel like there are some days I'm really good, and then there are some days I'm not so good. And it's just because I expect a level of excellence in the greeting, from the waiter, from the food, from the service, from the time, all of these things, from my students when I was at school, from homework assignments, like communication with the parents. I just expect a level of excellence because I'm always going to give that to the people that I'm in contact with. And I almost feel cheated if someone gives me a not excellent response. I'm like, did you even think about that? Or no, you just started saying something? Okay, number one, don't do that. Number two, don't do it again. Number three, it's wrong. Stop it. And so today, when I was really thinking about everything that's happening, it dawned on me when I realized that Gianna was now a sophomore. Like, somebody at work today, they said, well, your baby, she's a freshman. I was like, no, she's a sophomore. I was like, whoa. Whoa! You guys, literally, Gianna had been at school since last July is when she came and went to summer. They had to go to summer school or whatever. And like freshman introduction and all blah, blah, blah. And she just finished and she's now a sophomore. And I was just like, wait, what? And then I thought about, I moved at the end of January. Then we had Snowmageddon apocalypse here in February. And I was like, is that how much time has passed since I've lived here? The end of January, and now we're the middle of May, and she's legit finished with her first year of what in the world? Okay, it is so time for me to refocus. I'm like, Father in heaven, I have literally got to get my life. Like, stop saying it, Carrie, and begin to start doing it. So I said, I don't know if anybody else in Worthy Women needs this. I said, probably just me, because I need to refocus a lot. But means again, okay? So when you are a parent, you say the same things a lot, and that's called repeating. So I say again over and over, pick your clothes up, put your shoes in the closet, put that on the table. You repeat yourself because you have to re-emphasize and reiterate what you need your children to do. Or if you say, honey, can you please take out the trash? Honey, don't forget to take out the trash. You're repeating it because you're saying it over and over again, hoping that the receiver of that message will eventually do what you ask them to do. Let me raise my hand because that's me totally. However, I've realized that I don't repeat the things that are necessary to myself that I should. For example, Carrie, have you finished your lesson for Worthy Wednesday? Carrie, have you finished your lesson for Worthy Wednesday? Now, listen, y'all might think I just wait till the last minute. I really don't. I think about it, I pray about it, I meditate it all week. And then on Wednesday, I'm like, I don't know what I want to say. I don't know what I want to say. And I literally repeat to myself over and over and over and over, I don't know what I'm going to say. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, that doesn't help me because it's getting closer to the time that you're going to have to say something. But I have to find the time and the moments to refocus. So, Worthy Women, I realized tonight that after 132 days in 2021, what exactly have I done? And maybe y'all don't think about this stuff. Maybe y'all just think, well, thank God we made it. We're now in spring. Now we're in summer. All right, now we're back to school. Now we're back to routine. Now we're back to this, which is a phenomenal place to live because I live there and I totally understand that. I totally work on a schedule. But what I've discovered in leaving and moving is how being on a schedule or repeating the same schedule over and over and over is really not living. And it seems crazy because we all know that. Intuitively, we know doing the same thing over and over and over is not living. But we don't ever come off of the schedule. We just repeat it over and over and over and over again. And then when there's an interruption to that schedule, this is what we say. I mean, maybe not y'all, but me. I'm like, I need to refocus. I need to get my focus back. What am I focusing to? A schedule that I already don't like? A schedule that I don't even want to keep? A schedule that I have become, I'm going to just tell you what it is. We've become comfortable in doing what we know we can do well. Because see, when you interrupt your schedule, and I'm not just talking about getting a new job or the refrigerator breaks or your dryer breaks or you have to have a medical emergency. I'm talking about when you interrupt it with life. For example, making a decision to go back to school, or making a decision to start your own business, or making a decision to pursue a dream that you've had since you were a little girl is an interruption to your schedule. And when something interrupts your schedule, you're like, oh no, we're not repeating that cycle. Oh no, because I remember when I was 22 and I wanted to do this and I thought I was smart enough, I thought it was good enough, and I went and I jumped out and I did it and it failed. Our mind immediately says, don't repeat that mistake. So what we do is we dismiss our ability to dream and do something because we think that'll just get me off focus and I'll spend all the rest of my life refocusing my attention on a schedule. Y'all, I want to tell you right now, I literally could have slapped myself today when I realized how long have I been guilty of living on a repeated schedule where I just do the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And I really thought to myself, is this the life I really want to live? Is this the life that God has given me to live? Are you telling me that the God of the universe, who created bugs and flowers and animals that we haven't even seen or discovered, are you telling me all he wants me to do is grow up, go to college, live, get a job, get married, have kids, and die? Is that what I'm saying to myself? I said, Carrie Michelle, are you kidding me? I am talking about a God of the universe who had a man build an ark with his sons. Y'all. They didn't have no architectural plans. They had to go get the wood themselves. They built it by themselves. Y'all, can you imagine the mindset it takes to say, oh, I've never seen that done. I'm not really sure if I can do that. I don't really know if I want to do that. But I'm just going to jump out there and see if what the Lord says is true. And even if you don't believe, I mean, the reference for that story is Noah in the ark. I'll put it in the comments tonight after I listen to it. Even if you don't believe that, I mean, how did Elon Musk decide that he would make an electric car and the world would go crazy? And here's where he's a genius. I don't really care because I want to buy a Tesla too. I really do. But here's what's genius. That man says, in order to get my car, you have to prepay. Why are people borrowing $80, $90, $100, $200,000 to prepay for a car they don't have yet? That is not a repeat of a schedule. That type of ingenuity, when Noah and his sons built an ark and Elon Musk decided, I'm going to do something people ain't never seen. I'm going to make SpaceX. That is a refocus in your life. Because when you know that you're capable of more than you're doing and you don't do it, I mean, honestly, whose fault is it really? Okay, because people say when you die, they put on the left side what year you were born, they put on the right side what year you died, and then the dash is really what your life and your legacy is about. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I want to be living the dash before I get to the end. Okay, I don't want you to talk about all the things I could have done, shoulda, coulda, woulda, as my old people would say. I want to be living while I'm living. I don't want to live after. I want to live right now. Okay, so here's what I recognize about refocus. Because y'all know I went to the dictionary because I understand what re is, because it's a prefix, which means that changes the definition of the word, it changes the use of the word, it changes the strength of the word. So I went to the dictionary, right? Okay. So refocus, the very first definition, it says to focus again. I thought, duh, Carrie, of course it means to focus again. So if something is out of focus, and you can think about your eyes in this sense, when you go to the eye doctor and she sets your prescription and then she says, which one is clearer? 1 or 2, 3 or 4. And you have to tell her what is the sharpest, what is the most that has been, what is the sharpest vision? Where is your vision focused? Where is it clearest the most? Where is it focused the most? Okay? Option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. You have to focus. That means you have to use all of your eyes to look through the lenses and decide, I like option 1 and I like option 3. And then she says, okay, great. Let's try again. What about option 4? Option 5? Option 6. Option 7, it means to focus again. See, the beauty of going to the eye doctor is all she's doing is redirecting. That means, again, she gives you direction, not you, your eyes. She gives your eyes direction again in order for you to see clearly what's in front of you to the right or to the left. Okay, so it means to focus again. Okay, the second definition is to change the emphasis or direction of. So as you get older, they say sometimes you're going to need bifocals, or you might need trifocals, or you might need glasses for distance or for reading or whatever. So in order to change the emphasis, so the emphasis is the thing that gets the most attention. So worthy women, what gets the most attention in your life? Because see, that's where you need to refocus. Now, I'm going to tell you, because as a mother, sometimes you give too much attention to your children, too much attention to your spouse, too much attention to TV, too much attention to your cell phone, too much attention to work. And there comes a time that we have to change the emphasis. We have to determine, and let me not talk about you, let me just talk about me. I have to determine that where I want the direction of my life to be is far greater than me watching TikTok for an hour, far greater than me looking at people on Instagram thinking, oh my gosh, look how pretty they look. Oh my gosh, look how they made that family portrait. Oh my gosh, look at her hair. Oh my gosh, look at her muscles. Oh my gosh, I need that food. I need to start eating that. You can literally spend your time, 1,440 minutes in a day, wasted on wishing you could redirect, readdress, re-alter your life to look like somebody you don't even know. Y'all, I know none of y'all do that. That's just me, that I'll sit there like, oh my God, that outfit is killer. Look at those shoes. But literally, I am wasting the time and the allotted minutes I have in the day because I failed to change the emphasis of my life. So when I say that I have to refocus, y'all, I need to change what I emphasize. Am I wasting time emphasizing my kid not learning how to tie their shoe when I know that the more they practice, the better they'll get it, and then eventually I won't have to remind them anymore? Am I wasting time emphasizing to my honey, can you please take out the trash for the 50th time, when all I need to do is say, okay, he's gonna take it out. I don't need to remind him anymore. I just need to move on. No, because what I do, I know y'all don't do this, but what I do is I will spend some of those 1,440 minutes in my day redirecting, reassessing, and repeating. Can you please do this? Can you please do this? Will you please do this? Can you go over here? Can you act like this? Can you do like this? Can you show me the money? Blah, blah, blah. And I will repeat 24 hours a day, 1,440 minutes in my day, the same thing over and over and over and over. Do you know why? Because I don't want to change the emphasis or direction of anything. Because see, when you refocus, that means you have to change something. That means I can't look at what I was looking at before. I literally have to fix my eyes on something else. Okay, so let me just go back to Noah. Okay, so at that time on the earth, well, it had never rained. Okay, according to the Bible, according to history backs it up. One of the things I love about God, I mean, he allows history to confirm what he knew already. Anyway, I digress. It had never rained. The dew came up from the earth to take care of all plants, take care of all vegetation. It didn't need to rain, okay? It was sunny all the time. I mean, one of the best places to live, one of the best times to live on the earth, because it was sunny all the time. So can you imagine all the people that were like, Noah, what are you doing, homie? What are you building there? He's like, yeah, so the Lord told me to build this ark. They're like, oh, what's that? He's like, well, whatever, well, you know, this thing right here, this ark, this thing. They're like, oh, yeah. What are you going to do with that? He was like, I don't know. Oh, are y'all going to live in there? No, I don't know. Noah, what do you actually use that for? He was like, I don't know. The Lord said he was going to send the rain. They're like, the what? The rain? What's the rain? Can you imagine if Noah would have spent all that time repeating over and over and over and over again to the people who had no idea what assignment he was on, and tried to explain to them what the ark was and what it meant and why he had to build it? Do you know that he never Do you know that he never would have gotten the ark built? So, worthy women, how many of you, excuse me, let me not talk about you, but let me tell you about me, okay? Let me tell you about me. How much time have I spent trying to explain to people why I want to do certain things, i.e. worthy women, why I want to do certain things, i.e. make a difference in my community? Why do I want to do certain things, i.e. go back to law school when I feel like, Cree, you probably should have just did that when you were 26 and now you need to just get over it and move on. Can you imagine how I feel when people are questioning what I'm doing, where in my brain I'm thinking, well, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing because I've refocused my attention. I have changed the emphasis and direction of my life. Like I was doing this and now I'm doing this. And because people do not like the unfamiliar. Heck, let me not even say other people. Let me just say me. Maybe you love it. Maybe you live in the unfamiliar. But Cree Michelle, I like to live in the familiar. Hence why I like schedules. Hence why I like routines. Because if I don't live in a routine, then how do I even know what I'm supposed to be doing? So anyway, Noah's straight building this ark and the people are looking at it. I mean, right now off the top of my head, I don't know how long it took him, but it didn't take him a day. Let's just be honest. It took him a long time, okay? So anyway, he finally got it built and everybody was like, wow, that's lit. 600 cubic feet. Okay, it was largo, okay? And so then the Lord said, well, can you put animals in there? He was like, yep. He was like, okay, put 2 by 2. They went 2 by 2. Now, you know, the people are still looking at him like, hey, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing right now? There were no zoos back then. Like maybe Noah was going to be the first one to invent a zoo. Like maybe you're the first one to invent something in your family. Maybe you're the first one to be creative in your family. Maybe you're the first one to graduate from college. I don't know, but I tell you this, in order for you to do new, you have to refocus, okay? You cannot be the next Noah. You cannot be the next you if you're only going to do what the people know that you have been doing for the last 25 years of your life. Worthy women, if you want to be epic, you have to do epic stuff. Listen to me. I think it is so easy for us to sit back and look at Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok like, oh my God, that's so cool. I wish I would have done that. Hello. The difference between what you see on the internet and you is action and effort. Do you know why the ark got built? Because of action and effort. Do you know why we have SpaceX almost? Do you know why we have Tesla? Do you know why he's making a ridiculous billions and billions of dollars? Because of action. He was like, if I build it, maybe they'll come. He didn't know if people would want to buy that. He didn't know. There was no way he could have had the foresight. There was no way that Noah could have known what was going to happen after he built the ark. He just did it out of obedience. Elon Musk just did it. Now listen, he might not know the Lord, okay? Not yet. I'm praying that he will. But I'm just saying, when you have a dream that is God-breathed on the inside, you don't even have to know if it's going to work. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not really talking to anybody on this thing. I am talking to I am talking to myself. If I have a dream on the inside, why is it not out yet? Because I don't want to refocus. Because what's going to happen once I start doing it? People are going to come question me. People are going to come ask me. Anyway, let me tell you what happened. So then it says, the definition of refocus, y'all know it's a verb, obviously, okay? But it can be a transitive verb and intransitive, which we've talked about many times. So one has a direct object. The other one does not have a direct object. So the first part of the definition, to focus again, to change the emphasis or direction of, is a transitive verb because that means it answers the question of what or whom. So when I say that it says to focus again. So it's saying what has to focus again or whom? Me. When it says to change the emphasis or direction of, what has to change? My vision, my belief system, my ability to think that I can do what's on the inside of me. Or whom? Well, whom is the person that is responsible to change the emphasis or the direction of? Me. See, I love how when we're talking about refocus, redevelop, reshape, renew, restructure, we're talking about changing something that is either a person or what has to be changed. It has to be my thoughts. It has to be my beliefs. It has to be my agreement. See, refocus is not about the object or the dream or the activity. It's about you believing that you can do it. Y'all, you have to believe that you can't do. Can you imagine? I mean, let me just be honest. If I'm Noah's wife and he comes home and he's like, baby, I think the Lord told me to build an ark. And I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. Go ahead. And then I go outside and I'm like, what are you doing, honey? He's like, I told you the Lord said, yeah, but I don't remember you. Can you imagine her looking and seeing the width, like, can you imagine? First of all, can you imagine they had enough land to build it on? Okay, hello. Let me get my mind where I know I need to be. So anyway, she comes out there and she was probably like, well, I don't really know why you had to do all this. I mean, like, I don't understand why it's even important. Like, that would be me as the wife. I'd be like, why do you always have to make our family why are we always the talking point? Why is everybody always talking about, well, you know, Karie's husband, Noah, he's over there building some ark. And I'm like, really? I just want to go to Walmart and not have anybody approach me. Hey, girl, how you doing? Listen, y'all, I'm telling you the truth because I am a woman and I would think, is this what obedience look like? Woo! I am preaching to myself. Y'all, you need to understand that when you do something that is completely radical, when you do a dream that only you know, that only you understand, people will make you a talking point. They will forever be in your business. Do you know why? Number one, because they're nosy. But number two, because they secretly want to do what you were doing. They want to jump out and live and breathe and change the emphasis of direction of their life by doing what is eating them up. Oh my God. Oh my God. On the inside. Oh my God, you guys, literally, I'm talking to myself. I low-key want to hang up because I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. And I'm not saying that because I don't understand. I'm saying it because I do understand that the reason why I have not experience the things that I know that are on the inside that are for me, not just in this life, but for my child, for her children, their children, is because I don't want the commitment of refocusing. God in heaven. Anyway, it's been real fun. Not really. I low-key want to hang up right now. Anyway, let me tell you the last little bit so I can get off this live. So the other part of refocus, the definition is to focus something again. What? To focus something again. What? What does that mean exactly? And it says, because this is an intransitive verb, it says it answers when, where, how, and how long. So for example, the sentence is, his car died suddenly last week. Well, what happened? The car, what did it do? It died. When did it die? Suddenly. How long ago? Last week. See, an intransitive verb informs those who are hearing it of all of the components that are necessary to put together a sequence of events. So, Noah and Elon, use whoever you want to use in this example. Noah decided to focus something again. So, he did not come off of his task to build the ark. Y'all, if you are going to live the life that God has placed in you, you cannot come off of the task. You have to constantly refocus your attention. You have to constantly rededicate yourself to being different. You have to constantly redecide. That's not even a word. I just made it up. But you have to constantly redecide that I am going to be fantastic and worthy and epic, and I am going to be the first to do this and this and this, and I have to make a commitment to return. I have to return. That means I have to turn again and say, what I was doing is not okay anymore. What I was participating in, I'm not participating in that anymore. The life I was living, I'm not going to live that life anymore. Why? Because this is not how I am supposed to live. I must refocus. I must make a decision to not be the me that I am right now and accept that that's the only me I can ever be, and hope and pray that my children and her children and their children and their children will become what I was placed on the earth to be. So let me end it with Noah. So, well, they are the talk of the town. Okay, it's fine. So then the Lord tells him to go 2 by 2. So he gets the animals, all kinds, every animal on the earth. He gets them. Okay. First of all, your mind should be blown at the feet of that. Okay. He gets all the animals, puts them on there. I'd be like, what are we doing with this? What are we doing? Then he comes home and says, honey, now I'm Mrs. Noah. He says, honey, okay, well, the Lord said now we have to go onto the ark. And I'm like, and do what? Well, I don't know. He just said we have to go on there. How long are we going on there? Honey, I don't know. Well, what are we going on there for? I don't know. Well, why do I have to come? Because see what happens when I have to make a decision that's not comfortable. I'm like, well, why do I have to do it? If I have to grow up, why do I have to grow up? If I have to change my belief system, why do I have to do that? If I have to change my thoughts, why do I have to do that? I want to know why I am so resistant to something that I am craving. You guys, why don't we want to change, but we want it? We're like, I just want my life to change. I just want everything to be different. But do you? Do you really? Do you really not want to be in the same place that you are in right now, 14 hours from now? No, because if you did, you would refocus. See, a lot of people think that your life can only be different if you live somewhere else, or you have a better job, or you have more money, or you have a different car. But I'm here to tell you right now, none of that matters if your mind is the same. If you have the same mind that you have right now, when you have no money, you don't have a new car, you don't have a nice house, when you get all that stuff, you're going to think, I don't have any money, I don't have a car, I don't have a nice house, and you won't take care of the new stuff because you haven't changed the emphasis or direction of your life. Perhaps it's just me. So Mrs. Noah had to get on the ark with her sons, their wives, and then they shut the door. Well, y'all know the rest of the story. So then it started raining. And all the people that were talking about Noah refocusing were outside, and they could not get inside in order to be saved. So you can imagine me as Mrs. Noah was like, wait, what? Had I not listened, I could have died outside with all those people because I didn't want to change. I didn't want to focus on. I didn't want to focus that not only had you jumped way out of the boat, pun intended, and decided to follow what the Lord asked you to do. Not only did you do that, but you were willing to say to me, well, honey, if you don't come, I don't know what else to tell you. I wonder what would happen if we failed to refocus. Would I be left? Would the thing that is in me die? Would hope die? Would faith die? Would just the dream die? And here's the thing, it doesn't even have to die. Do you know why? Because we have the ability to which means again. We can live again. We can repent. Oh, see, because that means to turn away from what I'm currently doing to what I need to be doing. We can renew. I can be transformed by my mind being renewed. So that means I don't think the way that I think right now. I can start thinking differently in the same moment. I can change what I believe about myself. Because if I'm willing to refocus, I'm telling you, I'm the next Noah. Y'all, okay, I'm about to go. Because I just realized talking to y'all right now as the Lord is talking to me, that there are things in me that I really want to do. And the only thing that stops me from doing those things is not the Lord's willingness to allow me. It's me. Me failing to refocus on what He's asked me to do. So I wonder the next time it rains here, because it does rain here, if I'll think about the ark and what it must have taken for Him to continue to build and to keep refocusing every time people, family members, spouses, homegirls, homeboys, inner circle. I wonder how many times He had to refocus to stay the course. See, because it was after the rain. that everybody who was in the ark recognized if he had become unfocused because of what we were saying, I mean, not you, me, what I've said to myself, what I've said to other people, if he would have listened to everybody else and said, oh my God, I'm stupid, I shouldn't be building this ark, I bet you right now we wouldn't even be talking about Noah and the ark, because he wouldn't have built it. So I wonder at the end of 2021, worthy women, when you think about this particular lesson that we had tonight about refocus, I wonder at the end of 2021, will you be able to say, like Noah, that you finished the course and you saved those that were assigned to you to save? And you refocused every single day because you didn't care how long it would take. You didn't even care what it would cost you, because ultimately it's costing you nothing. I wonder if you could say, from the 132nd day to the 365th day, you have 233 days left in this year. I wonder if when you get to the end of this year, will you be able to look and say, look at what has happened because I've refocused. I guess we'll find out. I'll see you next Wednesday.